The notion that your body is failing you, that the vitality and confidence you once took for granted are forever lost to time, is a quiet agony shared by countless men over 60. That creeping sense of diminishment, the frustration when desire meets physical limitation, the whispered conversations, or more often, the deafening silence, it carves a deep groove of doubt and shame. We've been conditioned to believe this is simply the inevitable cost of aging, a biological sentence to be endured, perhaps managed with pharmaceuticals, offering a fleeting, often side effect-laden reprieve. But what if this pervasive narrative is fundamentally flawed? What if the core issue isn't that your body is irrevocably broken, but rather that its essential needs, the language it speaks fluently, the nourishment it inherently understands, have been overlooked, drowned out by the noise of quick fixes and synthetic solutions? What if the key to reclaiming not just function, but the profound sense of being fully alive, confident, and firmly present in your own skin lies not in a prescription pad, but in the profound wisdom of the natural world, harnessed through potent botanical extracts? Imagine rediscovering that vitality through something as elemental, as ancient, and as inherently compatible with your biology as the trees rustling outside your window. The answer, remarkably powerful yet disarmingly simple, lies in the concentrated essence of plants, specific, targeted oils. These aren't mere supplements. They are messengers, carrying intricate instructions and vital nourishment directly to the cellular level, addressing the true underlying causes of erectile dysfunction that conventional approaches often miss. Forget the notion of a single magic bullet. This is about synergistic support. 5 distinct oils, each playing a crucial scientifically backed role in restoring the intricate physiological symphony required for healthy male function. They work to reverse erectile dysfunction naturally, safely, and for many men, demonstrably quickly, sometimes initiating tangible changes in as little as 7 days. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the culmination of decades of clinical observation and a deep dive into the body's innate healing intelligence. My name is Dr. John Garret. For over 30 years, my life's work has been dedicated to men's health, specifically navigating the complex and deeply personal challenges surrounding sexual vitality. In my practice, I've sat across from thousands of men, fathers, grandfathers, professionals, veterans, men from all walks of life, each carrying the unique burden of this struggle. I've witnessed the raw vulnerability in their eyes, the hesitant confessions spoken barely above a whisper, the profound weight of shame that society too often attaches to this natural aspect of human experience. And crucially, I've also witnessed the transformative power that unfolds when we shift our focus. When we stop chasing the ephemeral high of a synthetic compound and start listening intently to what the body itself is desperately signaling it needs to repair, restore, and thrive. This is the critical truth, the paradigm shift that most men never encounter in the mainstream discourse. Erectile dysfunction is rarely a permanent, irreversible condition. It is far more frequently a symptom, a flashing warning light on the dashboard of your overall health. It's the body's tangible expression of deeper, often addressable imbalances. Think of the intricate network required for a firm, sustained erection. Robust blood flow surging into the penile chambers, healthy nerves transmitting signals with precision, hormones like testosterone orchestrating desire and response, blood vessels relaxed and receptive, and a mind free from the paralyzing grip of anxiety. When any part of this system falters, the whole mechanism stumbles. The real culprits lurking beneath the surface are often insidious and interconnected. Chronically compromised circulation, where arteries are narrowed or stiffened, starving delicate tissues of oxygen-rich blood, systemic inflammation, a silent fire raging within, damaging blood vessel linings and impairing nerve function, and subtle but significant hormonal shifts, particularly declining testosterone and imbalances in other key players that dampen libido and physiological responsiveness. These are the root causes we must address, not merely mask. The solution, however, isn't found in increasingly complex pharmaceutical interventions with their attendant risks. Nature, in its boundless wisdom, has already provided potent targeted solutions. These botanical oils possess unique molecular profiles that speak directly to these core issues. They work harmoniously with your body's biochemistry, not against it. They are not foreign invaders, they are long-lost allies. In just a moment, I will unveil these 5 specific, powerful oils. Each one has been meticulously chosen based on extensive clinical experience and a deep understanding of their physiological actions. Together, they form a comprehensive strategy, restoring healthy circulation to ensure life-giving blood reaches its critical destination, significantly reducing the chronic inflammation that acts like corrosive rust within your vascular system, reawakening nerve sensitivity dulled by time or poor health, and gently coaxing hormonal balance back towards optimal function. The cumulative effect? A profound restoration of confidence, vitality, and the ability to engage fully in intimacy, reclaiming a part of yourself you perhaps feared was gone forever. Among these 5, there is one particular oil, often tragically overlooked in conventional men's health circles, that consistently delivers results so rapid and pronounced it has genuinely surprised even seasoned medical professionals. Its mechanism is elegant, its impact swift, offering hope where resignation had taken root. Please, stay with me. Investing these next few minutes could very well represent the most pivotal step towards revitalizing not just your sexual health, but your overall sense of well-being and masculine essence. Before we delve into the specifics, if you find this approach resonates, if the possibility of natural restoration speaks to you, consider subscribing and enabling notifications. This ensures you won't miss future insights, protocols, and natural health breakthroughs specifically designed for men navigating the challenges and opportunities of maturity. And if this message connects with your experience, if it sparks a flicker of hope, simply type 1 in the comments below. It's a small gesture, but it signals a shared journey. If it doesn't resonate currently, type 0 and perhaps share what you feel is missing. Your feedback is invaluable in helping me serve the real needs of men seeking lasting vitality. All right, let's embark on this exploration. We begin with the cornerstone, the fundamental bedrock upon which much of male vitality rests. This is the oil I introduce to nearly every man who walks through my clinic door. It's remarkably humble, widely accessible, and astonishingly affordable, yet its impact within the male body is nothing short of profound. This isn't just another capsule to swallow. It's foundational nourishment, essential fuel for your inherent masculinity. I'm speaking of pumpkin seed oil and the specific potent ways it directly supports testosterone synthesis and optimizes blood flow might genuinely reshape your understanding of natural support. Pumpkin seed oil represents the kind of simple, potent remedy that modern medicine often overlooks in its pursuit of complex synthetics. Yet its effects on restoring male vitality, particularly for men navigating their 6th decade and beyond, are deeply significant. Allow me to share the story of an oil that has, consistently, demonstrably transformed men's lives within mere weeks. Not through an expensive prescription laden with potential side effects, nor a dramatic invasive procedure, but through something as natural, familiar, and grounding as the seeds you might have scooped out while carving pumpkins with your children or grandchildren years ago. That visceral connection to simplicity is part of its power. Pumpkin seed oil may sound almost too basic, perhaps even quaint in our high-tech age. Its humble origins belie its profound biological impact. Its efficacy in revitalizing male hormonal balance and circulatory health is anything but simple. It's a testament to nature's sophisticated pharmacology. I first began incorporating pumpkin seed oil into my patient protocols over a decade ago. Back then, it resided firmly outside the mainstream conversation on men's health. It was perceived merely as a niche source of zinc and beneficial fatty acids. However, the consistent feedback from the men who diligently incorporated it into their daily routines was nothing short of revelatory. The changes weren't glacial. They were often perceptible swiftly. Within days, men started reporting a noticeable uptick in overall energy levels, a reduction in that pervasive sense of fatigue that can shadow the day. Within weeks, the reports evolved. Improved frequency and quality of spontaneous morning erections, a key biomarker of vascular and hormonal health. And over consistent months, the transformations deepened.
many men experienced a profound resurgence of their core sense of manhood, a feeling of potency and confidence they genuinely believed had been relegated to their past, a chapter permanently closed. This wasn't just about physical function, it was about identity and self-perception being restored.
If pumpkin seed oil diligently lays the essential groundwork, providing the hormonal and structural support, then black seed oil, Nigella sativa, is the potent catalyst that actively sets the vital processes in motion. I frequently describe it to my patients as nature's own sophisticated performance enhancer, meticulously refined over millennia of human use, standing in stark contrast to the synthetic alternatives engineered in laboratories. While those synthetics often come burdened with a daunting list of potential adverse effects, headaches, flushing, nasal congestion, visual disturbances, and the risk of dangerous interactions, particularly with nitrates, black seed oil offers a remarkably clean profile. Its historical pedigree is immense, revered for centuries across diverse ancient healing traditions. Ayurveda, Unani, traditional Islamic medicine, it was famously dubbed the remedy for everything except death in prophetic texts. When you witness its profound impact on restoring male physiological function and confidence, that ancient hyperbole begins to feel less like exaggeration and more like enduring wisdom. The source of black seed oil's extraordinary power lies primarily within a unique, potent bioactive compound called thymoquinone TQ. This molecule, though small in size, exerts a massive influence on vascular dynamics, particularly within the specialized vascular beds critical for erectile function. Thymoquinone's masterstroke is its ability to significantly stimulate the endogenous production of nitric oxide, NO. This is precisely the same key signaling molecule that pharmaceutical PDE5 inhibitors, like sildenafil, seek to preserve by preventing its breakdown. The parallel is clear, but the origin is fundamentally different. Black seed oil encourages your body to make more of its own natural NO rather than artificially prolonging the life of existing molecules. Why is NO so paramount? It is the universal chemical messenger of vasodilation. When sexual arousal is initiated, whether through tactile stimulation or erotic thought, nerve endings release NO locally within the penile tissues. This NO diffuses into the smooth muscle cells lining the penile arteries. Once inside, it triggers a cascade of events leading to muscle relaxation. As these muscles relax, the arteries widen dramatically, hypodilation, allowing a powerful surge of blood to flood the corpora cavernosa, resulting in an erection. Without adequate NO production, the signal for vasodilation is weak or absent. You may experience desire, the mental and emotional aspect, but the crucial physical translation, the hydraulic response, fails to materialize. Black seed oil effectively strengthens the body's ability to generate this essential signal right when and where it's needed most. The efficacy of black seed oil isn't theoretical. It manifests in tangible human experiences. I recall vividly a patient in his early 60s, a man who had been managing hypertension and elevated cholesterol for many years with standard medications. While his cardiovascular metrics were controlled, he privately grappled with progressive erectile dysfunction, a common but seldom discussed side effect of both the conditions and some of the medications used to treat them. He had internalized this decline, accepting it with quiet resignation as an unavoidable companion to his other health management routines, a new normal he felt powerless to change. He never voiced it as a primary complaint, but the weight of it was evident in his demeanor. When I suggested incorporating black seed oil into his regimen, I framed it not as a guaranteed miracle, but as a supportive measure worth exploring, asking simply for a commitment to a few weeks of consistent use. His skepticism mirrored that of many men conditioned by disappointing past experiences. Roughly 2 weeks later, my phone rang. It was him. His voice, usually measured and reserved, was charged with an emotion that was unmistakable, a mixture of disbelief, relief, and burgeoning joy. "Dr. Garret," he said, the words tumbling out, it's like my body finally remembered how to work again, like a switch flipped. That phrase, remembered how to work, perfectly encapsulates what thymoquinone and black seed oil facilitate. They don't force an artificial state, they reawaken and enhance the body's innate natural physiological capacity for response. It fosters a profound sense of being truly alive within one's own body, fostering confidence and presence that radiates beyond the bedroom. Beyond its critical role in boosting NO and blood flow, black seed oil is also a formidable warrior against chronic inflammation. This aspect is absolutely vital. Systemic inflammation acts like insidious internal corrosion,
damaging the endothelial lining of blood vessels, promoting plaque formation, and narrowing the vascular passages over time. This narrowing directly impedes the robust blood flow required for strong erections.
Thymoquinone and other compounds in black seed oil possess potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. They help quench this inflammatory fire, reduce oxidative stress, damaging delicate tissues, and support the repair and maintenance of healthy, flexible blood vessels. Furthermore, this reduction in inflammation and improved vascular health also contributes to restoring nerve sensitivity, which can be dulled by inflammatory processes. However, our journey of restoration is only partially complete. While black seed oil excels at initiating the crucial blood flow response and calming inflammation, the next oil we introduce plays a fundamentally different, equally critical role. It actively participates in rebuilding and repairing the very infrastructure damaged by time, poor circulation, or inflammation. This oil doesn't just aim to improve transient performance. It works diligently at the cellular level to repair underlying damage and restore structural integrity from within. If you've ever questioned whether years, perhaps decades of circulatory decline and vascular wear and tear could genuinely be reversed, the evidence surrounding this next botanical might fundamentally reshape your perspective. Let's explore an oil that, despite its relative obscurity in mainstream men's health discussions, possesses a uniquely potent and relatively rare fatty acid called punicic acid, a type of conjugated linolenic acids, CLA. Scientific research increasingly highlights punicic acid as one of nature's most powerful natural agents for repairing and protecting endothelial tissue. The endothelium is that exquisitely delicate single-cell thick inner lining of your entire vascular system, from the largest arteries down to the tiniest capillaries. It is far more than a passive pipe. It's a dynamic organ, actively regulating blood flow, clotting, inflammation, and vessel tone through the precise release of signaling molecules like NO. When this endothelial layer becomes damaged, roughened by inflammation, oxidized LDL cholesterol, high blood sugar, or simply the cumulative wear of aging, its function deteriorates. It produces less protective NO, becomes more prone to inflammation and clotting, and the vessels themselves lose elasticity, becoming stiffer and less responsive. Blood flow becomes restricted, inefficient. Pomegranate seed oil, rich in punicic acid and potent polyphenols like punicolagens, directly targets this endothelial dysfunction. It reduces inflammation at the cellular level, combats oxidative stress that damages the delicate lining, improves the endothelial cell's own antioxidant defenses, and promotes the synthesis of NO. It helps restore the endothelium to a healthier, more youthful state, flexible, responsive, and capable of facilitating the powerful and unimpeded blood flow required for optimal erectile function. When the vessels are strong, supple, and functionally intact, the body responds with a renewed sense of power, precision, and reliability.
The impact of this vascular restoration often extends beyond mere mechanics to the very essence of sensation. I recall a patient, a man in his late 50s, remarkably health conscious, who maintained a rigorous exercise regimen and disciplined diet. By most standard metrics, he was in excellent shape. Yet he confided a persistent, troubling issue, a noticeable diminishment in sensation, a kind of numbness or lack of responsiveness down there. It wasn't outright dysfunction, but a subtle yet significant erosion of the pleasurable feedback loop essential for fulfilling intimacy. He felt disconnected from his own body during moments of closeness. We integrated pomegranate seed oil into his daily protocol. Roughly 2 weeks into consistent use, he returned for a follow-up. The change in his expression was immediate, lit from within. Dr. Garret, he said, leaning forward with palpable intensity, "It's like someone turned the lights back on. The feeling, it's back, sharper, clearer." That moment resonated deeply because it underscored a truth often missed. Restoring vascular health isn't just about achieving physical rigidity. It's intrinsically linked to restoring the rich tapestry of sensation, the profound connection between touch, nerve response, and pleasure. It's about reclaiming the full, embodied experience of intimacy. The benefits of pomegranate seed oil extend further. Its potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory actions also create a more favorable environment for natural testosterone production. As men age, testosterone levels typically decline, sometimes gradually, sometimes more precipitously. This decline affects a constellation of factors: libido, sexual desire, mood stability, energy levels, muscle mass, bone density, and yes, erectile function.
By reducing systemic inflammation and oxidative stress, factors known to negatively impact Leydig cell function in the testes, pomegranate seed oil indirectly but significantly supports the body's innate testosterone synthesis capabilities. It contributes to a hormonal milieu more conducive to vitality. And the profound beauty of this approach, it leverages powerful plant medicine, working in harmony with the body's design. No injections, no concerning synthetic hormone derivatives, no disruptive side effects, just concentrated nature facilitating the body's own repair and rebalancing mechanisms. Now, if pomegranate seed oil serves as the dedicated structural engineer, meticulously repairing and reinforcing the vascular infrastructure, the next oil we turn to assumes the role of the essential harmonizer, the balancer. Because even with optimized blood flow, hormonal support, and healthy vessels, there exists one pervasive, invisible force capable of instantaneously derailing the entire intricate process: chronic stress and its intimate companion, anxiety. This psychological burden can erect an impenetrable barrier between desire and physical response. I'm about to introduce you to an oil that possesses the remarkable dual capacity to soothe an overactive mind while simultaneously, gently, yet powerfully enhancing the very capacity for intimacy itself. Its effects are unique and profound. This is one revelation you truly won't want to miss. Having addressed the critical physical pillars, foundational, hormonal, and vascular support with pumpkin seed oil, dynamic blood flow initiation with black seed oil, and structural vascular repair with pomegranate seed oil, we must now turn our attention to an equally vital dimension: the intricate connection between the mind and body. Rebalancing the nervous system is paramount. No matter how robust your circulation becomes, how optimal your testosterone levels are, or how healthy your blood vessels are, if your brain is locked in the relentless grip of the stress response, flooded with cortisol, dominated by the fight-or-flight sympathetic nervous system, your body simply cannot transition into the state required for sexual arousal and function. The physiological pathways for erection are actively suppressed by stress hormones. This is where ylang-ylang oil, Cananga odorata, steps in, not merely as a pleasant fragrance, but as a potent neurological modulator. Its name, floral and evocative, belies the profound physiological influence this essential oil wields. Ylang-ylang doesn't just offer a fleeting sense of calm, it actively calms the internal storm, shifting the nervous system towards a state conducive to intimacy. I've sat with innumerable men who express this agonizing paradox. I want to be intimate, I feel the desire, but when the moment arrives, my mind takes over. I freeze. This experience of performance anxiety is not trivial. It's neurologically real and becomes increasingly common with age. Past experiences of difficulty create a feedback loop of anticipation and fear. The mind becomes hyper-vigilant, scanning for any sign of failure, recalling previous disappointments, seeding doubt.
This relentless internal chatter, will it work this time? What if it doesn't? She'll be disappointed, triggers the stress response. Cortisol surges, adrenaline flows, the sympathetic nervous system dominates. Blood flow is diverted away from the core and extremities, including the genitals, towards the large muscles, preparing for perceived threat. The very system needed for arousal is physiologically shut down by the anxiety meant to prevent failure. Ylang-ylang oil acts as a gentle yet potent intervention in this destructive cycle. It works on the central nervous system, particularly influencing neurotransmitters and limbic system activity, the brain's emotional center. Its complex chemistry, rich in esters like linolyl acetate and benzyl acetate and sesquiterpenes, exerts a deeply relaxing, euphoric, and mildly sedative effect without causing drowsiness or mental fog when used appropriately. Crucially, it possesses a unique ability to balance both branches of the autonomic nervous system. It helps dampen the overactive sympathetic, fight-or-flight, response responsible for anxiety while simultaneously gently stimulating the parasympathetic, rest and digest, nervous system. This parasympathetic state is absolutely essential for sexual arousal to initiate and progress. It allows blood vessels to dilate, heart rate to stabilize, and the mind to shift from vigilant scanning to present moment awareness and receptivity. This dual action,
calming anxiety while subtly awakening the arousal pathways is rare. Many calming agents tip too far towards sedation, dulling desire. Stimulants can create agitation, counterproductive to relaxation. Ylang-ylang masterfully brings the nervous system back to center, to that crucial equilibrium where relaxation and receptivity coexist, the precise state necessary for deep, connected intimacy to unfold naturally. The power of this mind-body shift is best illustrated through experience. I recall a patient in his late 60s, a retired Navy officer. He embodied pride, discipline, and strength. Yet years of mounting performance anxiety, stemming from isolated incidents that grew into a pervasive dread, had worn him down emotionally. The mental battle preceding any intimate moment was exhausting, often defeated before it began. He felt trapped by his own thoughts. I suggested incorporating ylang-ylang oil not as a direct cure for ED, but as a calming ritual, a tool to manage the anticipatory anxiety sabotaging his potential. We discussed simple application, a few drops diluted in a carrier oil, massage behind the ears, on the wrists, over the heart center, or perhaps added to a warm bath before an anticipated intimate moment. It was about creating a sensory anchor for relaxation. Several weeks later, during a follow-up, his demeanor had shifted. There was a quiet confidence, a sense of ease. He shared, "It wasn't magic, Doc, but for the first time in, I can't remember how long, I wasn't worried. I wasn't running through scenarios in my head. I was just there, present with her." And that, he emphasized, made all the difference. The connection was back. This story underscores a profound principle. Sometimes the most significant breakthrough isn't solely a physical change, but a shift in the internal landscape. When the mind releases its grip of fear and the body's physiological potential is unlocked and supported, intimacy ceases to be a performance fraught with pressure and becomes an effortless expression of connection once more. Yet even with this powerful mind-body alignment, there remains one final catalytic element to introduce, an oil that doesn't merely support the systems we've nurtured, but actively supercharges them. It represents the difference between regaining baseline function and experiencing a surge of vibrant and resilient vitality. Its effects, particularly when synergized with the others, can be remarkably rapid, often manifesting within a week, leaving men genuinely astonished. This is the accelerator, the vital spark that elevates restoration to rejuvenation. Let's delve into pine needle oil and understand why it's becoming the cornerstone of rapid revitalization for so many men.
Having established the foundational support, pumpkin seed, the dynamic initiator, black seed, the structural rebuilder, pomegranate seed, and the nervous system harmonizer, ylang-ylang, we now integrate the element that binds and amplifies them all, pine needle oil. This is the vital catalyst, the accelerator. While the other oils create the optimal conditions and repair the infrastructure, pine needle oil actively enhances the efficiency and energy within the system. It doesn't just support existing processes, it elevates them, leading to a more robust, resilient, and rapid restoration of vitality. For countless men I've worked with, pine needle oil has been the pivotal component that brought the entire synergistic protocol fully online, delivering results that felt both swift and substantial. I'll admit to initial skepticism. My prior familiarity with pine needle oil centered on its traditional uses for respiratory support, expectorant properties, immune modulation, rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, and perhaps topical relief for minor aches. Its direct application to sexual health and vitality seemed, at first glance, like a tenuous connection, perhaps even an overreach of natural claims. However, delving into the emerging research, particularly concerning its unique phytochemistry, and subsequently witnessing the consistent, often rapid results in my patients, swiftly dismantled my doubts. The evidence, both scientific and empirical, became impossible to ignore.
The potent efficacy of pine needle oil, particularly from species like Pinus sylvestris, Scots pine, stems primarily from its high concentration of volatile compounds known as monoterpenes. The most significant player in this context is alpha-pinene, although other monoterpenes like beta-pinene and limonene also contribute synergistically. Alpha-pinene possesses a fascinating and highly relevant biological property. It significantly enhances oxygen utilization at the cellular level. It appears to improve respiratory function and may even influence oxygen diffusion and cellular uptake. Why is this oxygen connection so crucial for erectile health and overall male vitality? Oxygen is the fundamental fuel your blood delivers. Hemoglobin in red blood cells binds oxygen in the lungs and transports it to every tissue in the body. The efficiency with which tissues extract and utilize this oxygen determines their energy production, their metabolic activity, and their functional capacity. In the context of erectile function, the spongy tissues of the corpora cavernosa require a substantial influx of oxygen-rich blood to engorge fully and maintain rigidity. Furthermore, nerve function, sensation, and even hormonal activity are all energy-dependent processes relying on efficient oxygen utilization. By enhancing the body's ability to absorb and use oxygen more effectively, pine needle oil essentially supercharges the entire system. It amplifies the benefits of improved circulation from black seed and pomegranate oils, enhances cellular energy production in nerves and penile tissues, supports detoxification processes, and contributes to reducing inflammation. This translates directly to tangible benefits: heightened physical energy levels, improved sensation and responsiveness, stronger and more sustainable erections, and enhanced overall stamina. The rapidity of its effects is frequently noted. One patient's experience particularly solidified pine needle oil's place in my protocol. This man, in his late 50s, had traversed a long, frustrating path. He had tried virtually every pharmaceutical option available, experimented with pumps and constriction devices, undergone various tests and consultations with specialists, and adhered to restrictive diets, all yielding minimal or transient results. The cumulative toll of disappointment and the invasive nature of some procedures had pushed him towards considering abandoning intimacy altogether, a decision steeped in profound resignation. As a final exploration, we introduced pine needle oil topically. The method was simple. A few drops diluted in a carrier oil, like fractionated coconut or jojo, gently massaged along the lower back, sacral area, and over the heart-chest region before bedtime. The intention was systemic absorption and nervous system support during the restorative sleep phase. The response was startlingly swift. Within days, he reported a surge in energy unlike anything he had felt in years. Within a week, he described a palpable shift in sensation and function. It wasn't gradual, he later explained during a follow-up, his voice thick with emotion. It was like someone flipped a switch deep inside. For the first time in years, I didn't just feel like a man because I could perform. I felt like myself again, whole. That distinction between performing a function and reclaiming an integrated sense of self is the essence of true restoration. Pine needle oil, through its multifaceted actions, enhancing circulation and oxygenation, reducing inflammation, potentially supporting testosterone metabolism via improved cellular energy, and contributing to nervous system balance, often delivers noticeable improvements within 5 to 7 days when used consistently, especially in conjunction with the other oils.
Men report increased daily energy, enhanced mental clarity, a tangible return of firmness and staying power, and a marked improvement in physical sensation. Its effects are synergistic when combined with the foundational support, circulatory enhancement, vascular repair, and nervous system balancing of the other oils. Pine needle oil acts as the powerful catalyst that maximizes the collective impact. However, understanding the oils individually, while essential, only reveals part of the picture. The true transformative potential emerges when they are woven together into a cohesive, daily practice. Oils, no matter how potent, remain inert tools unless integrated consciously into your life. Their power is unlocked through consistent, intentional application. It is the ritual, the commitment, that transforms biochemistry into lived vitality. Therefore, the crucial next step is translating this knowledge into a practical, manageable blueprint for action, a simple yet powerful daily rhythm designed to systematically rebuild and revitalize. Now that we've explored the unique, scientifically grounded roles of each of these 5 remarkable oils: pumpkin seed as the foundational hormonal and vascular support, black seed as the nitric oxide booster and blood flow initiator, pomegranate seed as the endothelial repair and structural rebuilder, ylang ylang as the nervous system harmonizer and anxiety soother, and pine needle as the oxygenating catalyst and vitality amplifier. It's time to understand how their combined synergistic action creates an effect far greater than the sum of their individual parts. This is where the magic, or more accurately, the profound biological intelligence, truly manifests. Each oil addresses a specific, critical facet of the complex physiology underlying erectile health and overall male vitality. One primarily nourishes testosterone synthesis and vascular health. Another powerfully stimulates the essential blood flow signal. Another diligently repairs the vascular conduits. Another calms the mind and aligns the nervous system for receptivity. And the final one optimizes cellular energy and oxygen utilization, supercharging the entire process. Operating in isolation, each is beneficial, but when strategically combined into a consistent daily protocol, they create a powerful cascade of complementary effects. They don't just work alongside each other, they actively potentiate each other. For instance, the improved testosterone environment from pumpkin seed oil enhances the responsiveness to the NO boost from black seed oil. The vascular repair from pomegranate seed oil ensures the pathways opened by black seed oil are clear and healthy. The calm nervous system fostered by ylang ylang removes the physiological block that could negate the other improvements. And the oxygenation boost from pine needle oil ensures that the enhanced blood flow delivers maximum fuel to tissues, amplifying sensitivity and stamina. This synergy creates a comprehensive environment where the body's innate healing and regenerative capacities are fully supported and amplified. Over decades of clinical practice, observing patterns, refining approaches, and listening deeply to patient feedback, I've distilled this knowledge into a simple, sustainable daily rhythm I call the Vitality Revival Routine. This isn't a branded product. It's a principle-based protocol harnessing nature's synergistic wisdom. It's designed for integration into real life. While every man's physiology and life circumstances are unique, the consistent feedback pattern is undeniable. When men commit to using these 5 oils together, consistently, a profound shift occurs. It transcends the purely physical realm of improved erections. Though that is a significant outcome, men consistently report a resurgence of energy that permeates their entire day, a lifting of mental fog, improved sleep quality, a renewed sense of optimism and emotional resilience, a deeper connection in their relationships, and a powerful reclamation of confidence and masculine identity. It touches the emotional, relational, and even spiritual dimensions of being a man. Because ultimately, this journey isn't merely about restoring a physical function. It's about reclaiming a fundamental aspect of selfhood that may have felt eroded by age, stress, disappointment, or illness. It's about feeling fully alive, engaged, and potent in the world.
One patient's story powerfully encapsulates this holistic transformation. A 72-year-old gentleman, recently widowed after a long and deeply loving marriage, had retreated into profound withdrawal. Grief weighed heavily, compounded by a pervasive sense that his own vitality, his capacity for joy and connection, had faded irrevocably with his partner's passing. He felt adrift, disconnected not just from intimacy, but from life itself. He approached the Vitality Revival routine with minimal expectation, motivated by a simple, poignant desire. "I just want to feel a little more alive," he confided, his voice thick with sadness. The changes unfolded steadily. Within the first week, he reported noticeably improved sleep, deeper, more restorative. His mind felt clearer, less clouded by the persistent fog of grief and fatigue. And yes, he also experienced a return of spontaneous morning erections, a physical sign his body was responding. But the most significant shift, the one he emphasized with tears glistening in his eyes weeks later, was emotional. "I feel hopeful again. Not just about that, but about tomorrow, about living." That resurgence of hope, that rekindling of the spirit, is the deepest gift this synergistic approach offers. These oils are not performing miracles, they are sophisticated facilitators. They provide the specific targeted nourishment and signaling your body's innate healing intelligence has been lacking. They remove obstacles, inflammation, poor circulation, hormonal imbalance, nervous system dysregulation, and provide essential building blocks: zinc, healthy fats, antioxidants, bioactive compounds. They don't force the body into an unnatural state. They create the optimal conditions for the body to remember, repair, and restore itself to its inherent potential for vitality. The routine itself is elegantly simple, designed for ease and consistency. 1. Pumpkin seed oil. Foundation.
1 tablespoon taken orally first thing in the morning. This capitalizes on morning metabolic processes and provides sustained hormonal and vascular support throughout the day. It can be taken alone or mixed into a smoothie or yogurt. 2. Black seed oil. Ignition. 1 teaspoon taken orally twice daily, once mid-morning and once mid-afternoon. This provides consistent support for nitric oxide production and blood flow, avoiding potential digestive sensitivity some might experience on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. 3. Pomegranate seed oil. Rebuilder. 1 teaspoon taken orally with your largest meal of the day, ideally one containing healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, fatty fish. The fats enhance the absorption of its beneficial compounds, unicalogens, punicic acid. Consistency is key for endothelial repair. 4. Ylang ylang oil. Balancer. 2 to 3 drops diluted in 1 teaspoon of carrier oil, jojoba, almond, coconut, applied topically each evening. Key application points behind the ears, over the heart center, on the wrists, or the soles of the feet. This creates a calming ritual before sleep, preparing the nervous system for rest and receptivity. A warm bath with 5 to 6 drops dispersed in a tablespoon of carrier oil or full-fat milk is also deeply effective. 5. Pine needle oil, amplifier. 2 to 3 drops diluted in 1 teaspoon of carrier oil, gently massaged into the lower back, sacral area, and over the lower abdomen each evening before bed. This topical application leverages systemic absorption and supports circulation, oxygenation, and energy flow during the restorative sleep phase. The aroma is also grounding. This isn't a burdensome regimen, it's a mindful ritual, a series of intentional moments woven into your day dedicated to nurturing your vitality. It takes minutes, yet its cumulative impact is profound. When practiced daily, consistently, your body begins to recognize this support, this consistent influx of essential nourishment and signaling. It begins to down-regulate stress responses, up-regulate repair mechanisms, optimize hormone production, enhance circulation, and fundamentally remember its innate capacity for robust function and deep feeling. Now, I invite you to pause and truly envision the possibility. Imagine yourself just 1 week from today. Feel the difference. Waking with tangible energy, not just absence of fatigue, but a positive surge of vitality. Sense the quiet confidence returning, a steadiness in your step, a clarity in your thoughts. Envision engaging in intimacy not with trepidation, but with anticipation and presence, feeling the full spectrum of sensation and connection, experiencing the firmness and staying power you desire. This isn't fantasy. It's a potential reality grounded in physiology and the consistent application of nature's wisdom. Because in the following section, I will outline a clear, step-by-step 7-day activation plan. This plan removes guesswork, providing a straightforward daily guide to implementing the Vitality Revival routine for maximum impact from day 1. Simple actions, profound potential results. If you commit to this week, truly engage with the process, you might just encounter a version of yourself you thought was lost. Let's walk through these 7 days together, day by day.
The 7-Day Activation Plan, a daily blueprint for revitalization. Day 1. Setting the foundation and intention. Morning. Upon waking, take 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed oil. Follow with your usual breakfast. Begin hydrating well. Aim for 8 glasses of water throughout the day. Mid-morning. Take 1 teaspoon of black seed oil. Lunch. With your largest meal, ensure it includes healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. Take 1 teaspoon of pomegranate seed oil. Mid-afternoon. Take your second 1 teaspoon dose of black seed oil. Evening, 1 hour before bed. Prepare your ylang ylang blend. 2 to 3 drops in 1 teaspoon carrier oil. Massage gently behind your ears and over your heart center. Take slow, deep breaths, inhaling the calming aroma. Set an intention. I am nourishing my body and restoring my vitality. Bedtime. Prepare your pine needle blend. 2 to 3 drops in 1 teaspoon carrier oil. Massage gently into your lower back, sacrum, and lower abdomen. Focus on the sensation, connecting with your body. Day 2. Consistency and awareness. Repeat the Day 1 protocol exactly. Focus. Pay gentle attention to your body. Notice any subtle shifts in energy, mood, or sensation. Don't force or judge. Simply observe. Hydrate consistently. Day 3. Deepening the ritual. Repeat the core protocol. Enhancement. Consider adding your ylang ylang oil to a warm bath tonight, 5 to 6 drops dispersed in 1 tablespoon carrier oil or milk. Soak for 20 minutes, focusing on relaxation and releasing tension.
Continue the pine needle massage afterward. Day 4. Observing early signals. Repeat the core protocol. Focus. By today, some men report subtle early signs, slightly improved energy, a sense of calm in the evening, or perhaps a more restful sleep. Notice if you feel any different upon waking. Continue hydrating. Day 5. Synergy building. Repeat the core protocol. Mindset. Acknowledge your commitment. Consistency is building the foundation for change. Trust the process, even if tangible results aren't dramatic yet. The physiological shifts are underway. Day 6. Tuning into sensation. Repeat the core protocol. Focus. Gently tune into physical sensations, not just down there, but overall. Do you feel warmer, more grounded? Is there a slight increase in sensitivity or awareness? Continue the calming yolong yolong ritual and the invigorating pine needle massage. Day 7. Integration and assessment. Repeat the core protocol, exactly as day 1. Reflection. At the end of the day, take 5 to 10 minutes to reflect on your week. Note any changes, however subtle: energy levels, sleep quality, mood, sense of calm, morning erections, sensation, confidence, appetite. Don't expect a complete transformation on day 7. This is the beginning of an ongoing process. Celebrate your commitment. Most men report some noticeable improvement by this point. Increased energy, better sleep, improved mood being most common initially, with functional improvements often building steadily over the next few weeks. So, here we stand, at the culmination of this exploration. You've encountered the science underpinning these 5 potent botanical allies. You've heard the authentic, deeply personal stories of men who walked a path similar to yours, men who felt defeated but chose to explore a different way. Perhaps within you, a spark has been kindled, a cautious hope, a willingness to believe that change, genuine revitalization, is not just possible, but potentially within reach through nature's own profound intelligence. The truth resonating through decades of clinical practice is this: what we've detailed today transcends a mere list of oils or a simple protocol. It represents a pathway, a quiet, deliberate, yet powerful shift in trajectory, moving away from the draining narrative of inevitable decline, resignation, and brokenness, and stepping firmly onto a path towards renewed strength, vibrant energy, and deep, authentic connection to yourself, your body, and your partner. We began by establishing the bedrock with pumpkin seed oil, the essential fuel for testosterone synthesis and the cornerstone of healthy circulation. Then we ignited the process with black seed oil, nature's elegant solution for boosting the critical nitric oxide signal and initiating robust blood flow. We focused on structural renewal with pomegranate seed oil, the dedicated rebuilder of the delicate endothelial lining, ensuring the pathways for life-giving blood are clear, strong, and responsive. Ylang ylang oil reminded us very powerfully that true intimacy blossoms from a balanced mind, teaching us that calming the storm of anxiety and nervous system dysregulation is often the most profound medicine, unlocking the body's capacity to respond. And finally, pine needle oil emerged as the vital catalyst, the amplifier, enhancing oxygen utilization and cellular energy, supercharging the entire revitalization process and translating foundational support into tangible, vibrant vitality.
Together, this synergistic quintet offers something profoundly different, something fundamentally more holistic and sustainable than any pharmaceutical intervention ever truly can. They offer renewal, not a fleeting, chemically induced simulation, but a deep, cellular-level resurgence orchestrated by your own body's wisdom when given the right tools. This renewal transcends the purely physical realm. It encompasses the emotional landscape, the return of a vital spark, the quiet dawning of optimism replacing resignation, the rekindling of joy and engagement with life. It manifests as confidence, the ability to meet your partner's gaze without the shadow of shame or fear, to approach intimacy with anticipation rather than dread. It restores the simple, profound ability to inhabit your body with pleasure and acceptance, not as it functioned at 25, but as it can function now, infused with the wisdom of experience, capable of depth, connection, and a resilient, dignified vitality. You are not broken.
Your body is not a machine past its prime, destined for the scrap heap of age. The challenges you face are not a life sentence, but signals, indications that specific, essential pieces of your body's complex nutritional and biochemical puzzle have been missing, overlooked, amidst the noise of modern life and quick-fix solutions. These 5 oils are not magic wands. They are sophisticated, nature-derived tools, messengers delivering the precise instructions and nourishment your physiology has been silently requesting. The true miracle lies not in the oils themselves, but within the extraordinary self-healing intelligence of your own body. When you consistently provide it with the right resources, when you remove the obstacles and replenish the deficits, it possesses an innate, powerful capacity to remember. It remembers how to heal damaged tissues, how to optimize intricate hormonal dances, how to open constricted pathways, how to calm a frazzled nervous system, and ultimately how to feel deeply, function robustly, and thrive vibrantly. So, if you've journeyed with me this far, I extend my deepest gratitude. Not merely for reading, but for possessing the courage to consider a different path, for caring enough about your own well-being to explore the possibilities that lie beyond resignation. And now the most important step remains: beginning. Choose one oil, perhaps the foundational pumpkin seed, or the calming ylang-ylang if anxiety is your primary barrier, or the catalytic pine needle for rapid energy, and start your ritual today. Commit to consistency for just 1 week. Observe. Listen to your body. Allow it the opportunity to show you, in its own subtle, or perhaps surprisingly swift ways, what it is still profoundly capable of when given the essential support it craves. Because the undeniable truth is this: you are not done. Your story of vitality, connection, and confident masculinity is still unfolding, and the most potent chapters may very well lie ahead.